Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we'll be looking to create a responsive React portfolio, and it's fully customizable provided that you know basic HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And of course React is a necessary thing because it's all built on React. But even if you don't know like in-depth React, that is also fine. You just need to have a good grip of how React works and how you can customize it to your own needs. So that will do the job, and I've added all the instructions like how you can just go and customize it, so you don't need to bother about the overall working of the components and the cycle flow and all those things. You just need to follow these instructions. So starting from the setup instructions, I'll be guiding you until the deployment and even updating deployment cycle. I've used Firebase because it almost gives you your own custom domain, and that is really helpful. And the second thing is updating deployments are very fast and quick with just 2-3 commands. So I love that part of easy deployment about Firebase. Let's get started. So this is the demo link, and I'll just open it in a new tab. So as you can see, this is the website, and you have everything. You have like a simple display screen, then you have an about section, then this is a SkillSet section, then finally you have projects, source code view and all those, then you have recommend or referral section. By the way guys, you can this is fully responsive, so if I just turn back responsive mode, as you can see, it just responds to my screen. And additionally, you can always hide or show, choose to hide or show any specific section you want to, so that is also totally on you. Like for example, if I don't have a lot of good referrals, then I may not want to have this referral section, and I can hide it. I'll tell you how that works. And then you have work experience section and co-curricular, like what are the co-curricular and everything you want to add. And as you can see, these are quite stretched, so I'll be showing how you can adjust that as well. And then the photo section, and finally the NI arrow, which just takes you back to the top. So starting from the readme file, here you can see all the readme instructions I've done, because I have done till here. I have cloned the repository because this is the repository which I have created. And then you want to change directory and then do the dependencies installation, and then just run start. So I'll start from here. So I'll just open quickly my terminal and then go and yarn start, and just go to there and wait for it to connect to my localhost. So as you can see, this is localhost, and this is hosted globally. So yeah, like once you're done, I've added, as I told, I've added instructions on how to host it globally for free using Firebase hosting services. So yeah, so as you can see, these are the initial things. For example, I want to change this name. I'll just go to my files, and you want to go, all the files are in the source folder, all the like dev files. You want to go to like this is a file structure. So basically this is common from the React file structure app.js, and then you have, because I've used Redux toolkit for state management in case you want to extend your website for, like you want to add blogging or all those kind of stuff. So Redux is really helpful for state management, and with the Redux toolkit you can do mutations and all those kind of stuff. That is pretty fast and very convenient compared to the Redux where we have to write a lot of boilerplate code and all those kind of stuff. So to avoid that, I've used Redux toolkit. So this is the structure of Redux toolkit. You have features where you add all the one features, and if you use their boilerplate, you can use their boilerplate using create React app and then template Redux toolkit. So I'll just quickly show you as well in case if you are thinking Redux toolkit. So the first link, and here we have npx create React app my app and template Redux TypeScript, or if you are using TypeScript, and otherwise you can just go with this. And additionally here you can just use yarn, npm, whichever one you prefer to use. I prefer yarn because it's quite fast when it comes to package installations and all those kind of stuff. But anyways, let's get started. So as I told, I want to update so these are the components you want. If you want to change the physical look and you are really good with React, you can go ahead and go to these. You can change, like you want to footer, you want to add a div, you can do that. So basically these are for the components. But if you are like new to React and you want to just edit the content in there, you can always go to constants. Then you have body, you have header, you have footer, and index is like it just exports all those, combines and exports everything. So we'll start with the header because that background part is the part of the header, and as you can see here, everything is there. And this is the main heading. So it is Joseph Pearson, and I'll just quickly close it. And suppose I want to put my name here, so I'll just do a simple Shivam Sai, and I'll just reload the page, and as you can see, the names have been changed. The name is changed, and you can change this tagline as well. You can change anything. Everything is there. Like tagline is this one, button text is this, and then where you want to button to point out. So section IDs are like all the IDs. So top header, then main content, features, projects, references, experience. You want to point it anywhere, so you can just go and section IDs, not whatever you want to point it. So basically, if I click no more, it will take me to the about section. But if you want to point it to somewhere, you can change that as well. So that is one thing. And so this is all about the first page, and this is the navbar, and this you can customize this navbar as well in the same section, I believe. Like here you have welcome, main content, and all those kind, and display. So this is the nav items. So for example, I want to, instead of home, I want to use welcome. So if I save this and just reload it, so you can see it has changed to welcome. So this is how you can customize these files. And by the way, this is in MISC mappings in case you are not following up. I use control and click. But in case if you're confused how this is, which is the folder location, you can always refer to MISC mapping, which comes under constants. So I'll just this one. So basically this is hierarchy, body, header, footer, index, and then MISC mappings. So here you'll find the mappings. Okay. So coming back, so this was all about the about section. I'll just change it back to what it was earlier. And yeah, I think it's fine. Now moving ahead, we have who am I here. You can all, this is about section. So basically you want to go to about section. So header is done. Now we want to body and then sections about. Here you can do all those customization, and as you can see here, who am I just want to change it, I can change it. Then we have 2 paragraphs, so you can add as many paragraphs as you want to. For example, I'll just copy this again, but just be careful, because I mean, if you add more paragraphs, you have to accordingly change the CSS stylings, because I'll show you how this works. So as you can see, this thing has expanded a lot, and this image you have to shift a little bit down. So that is one thing, because this is kind of a style which you will want to keep limited, and but again you can always change all the other styles to make it work. So that is one thing, and you can add a margin. As you can see, there's a margin bottom. You can remove that to make it look better and all those kind of things. So, but I want to keep 2 paragraphs only, because that describes me enough, and that's totally fine. So yeah. And to change these contents, you can always, there's a self-explanatory, like personally. Then you want to add something like professional career, whatever. You can just change it here, and then your description, which is the paragraph, so you can change that, and then this LinkedIn connect button. So you can change everything in this button except for that arrow. I'll tell you what exactly that means. So basically you see you have the hyperlink where it will point to, and the button text, but there's nothing about this arrow, and I've kept it purposely. So because wherever you want, you just want to keep that connect, but in case you want to totally get rid of that arrow, you can just go to main section, mapping about, and here you see this is that arrow. So for example, if I remove this is specific HTML code for that symbol. So if I remove it, you can see there's no arrow. So that is how it works, and that's why I kept it, because I don't want to change it. So yeah, that's about the arrow thing. And the images, they are very simple. So you just go to section about, you can just change these images. These images are located in the public directory web, and from web you go to images composition, and here you are. So for example, if I want to add a different image, but I should not, I just copy it because it may be used somewhere else and I don't want to crash. So as you can see, this is the image. So I'll just change, suppose cover 1 to hero2.jpg, and I'll go back and I'll reload the page. So you see it just appears here. So that is how you will be looking to change the images. So instead of changing the images, like you can just override the existing ones, cover 1 JPG, you can just replace it with your image. So that's how you can change the composition and all those kind of things. So, but I've changed it back because I like this one. And moving ahead, so this is like a skill set, so you can add as many skills as you want, and you have this bobbling boxes, and you have this custom icon. So I'll just show you how to go for the custom icons. So because this is about skill sets, so I'll go to, this is components folder. I don't want components, I want constants, and this is section experiences. And for the icon, I've used a function. I have created a function called get icon. So sorry, not experiences. It's in the skill sets. So features, I guess. Yeah. So as you can see, this is the icon, and it's located in the misc mapping folder. And if you're confused where it is, you can just use control and then click on that. It will take you to that place. So as you can see here, I've used these icons. So for example, you want a specific icon, so you just need to go to React icons. It's a GitHub hosted website, and you want to search, like for example, I want to add maybe IoT. So I like this one, and I like this one as well. So let's take this one. So you need to do is, you need to just paste it here, and because it's IO, as you can see the first 2 words tell from which folder you need to import it. Okay, so IO, so basically you need to cut it, you cannot import. Just see, because it's all FABS AI, so I need to make a new import from React icon /IO, and now I'll be getting this, and now I want to use it, like for example, here. So I'll say IoT, and I'll put it here, and I'll save it. And now, for example, I want to change icon maps.iot and save it. And if you want, you can change this icon styling. This is also like a specific styling to give that gradient appearance. You can always change it, but it's not recommended actually, because it's hard-coded kind of thing. So I won't recommend it changing. So once you are done with this, so I'll just refresh it. Okay, we see it's not exported from IO, React icon /IO. Let me check it. What's going wrong? React icons IO. I think it's fine. Not sure. I'll just refresh the page. Maybe it works. Maybe capital I. So this is a little bit confusing to me as well, because it generally should not happen. Okay, IO is definitely small IO. I think I made some error in copying it. Maybe let's see what's causing this issue. So we have this icon, and it's in the IO. So I'll just scroll down. So here we have IO and icons 4, 5. So maybe 2 different versions, and one is IO and the other one is IO 5. So yeah, that can be a reason. Let's do a simple change, and I'll just reload my page, or maybe just go for localhost. And I guess now it worked. and yeah, as you can see, it's working now. So yeah, that was the error. So you can always check all the icons which are provided in here, so that in case if you are struggling, you get one. Okay, so that's how you change the icons. You just add it here and add the icon name here, and you just change everything in the section features, whichever icon you want to use. So I'll just undo it all because I am happy with what it was earlier, and I'll save it here as well. And you can add as many skill sets as you want. Like for example, I want to add 2 more, so I'll just copy these 2 and I'll show you how this works. So if I refresh it, as you can see, it's getting added. Just the thing is that it'll stretch your web page. So yeah, like depending upon your requirements, you can change it or remove it. So that is how you can add as many skill sets as you want. Moving ahead, we have project section. Here you can change cool things I did, and then image, you have one title, and then you have like 4 sub points, and then you have a simple image, and then backflipping page which tells you about, and then source code and view. So this section is also so this comes under section projects. And here you can see like we have components, ID you don't want to touch, display, what is the project name, backside, so it's about, then gradient color is the color which we will be using to give that and yeah, you can always go to this colors to check which colors are there. So primary section, tertiary, secondary, and all those colors. So here like secondary one, I guess it's a blue one, and then you can go like that. And the gradient direction, I will suggest you to keep it as it is. Then project description, whatever is the description, and wherever you want to put a paragraph break, just go to the new line. So like for example this, and to go to a new line, you would have to initialize the string with asterisks or whatever, this ticks, basically backticks, whatever it is. And then button list, which all buttons you want to add, source code, view, and then it's a reference where you want to redirect the user to. Similarly, the front, you want to add a project image, and then the features list which I showed, and so on. So it's all just that. And then finally we are here to the reference section. You have a cool looking background in there, then you have this quite nice animations going for 2 different references. Then you have a title for the reference, then small paragraph, the person's image, their name, and this LinkedIn icon. And I think this JD, the image text, it can be a little bit better. Maybe some other color will suit it. So let me know if you have any suggestions, or yeah, you can always go and change there. I'll show you how to do that. So go to section references. Here we have user testimonials. This one is for the background. You want to change what others have to say about me, and the background spec. This is the hero2.jpg. And then here you have user testimonials. This web image. If you want to take it directly from the web, you have to add a URL here, and then turn this to true. And heading style and all those kind of things, you can just add it here. Social handle style and everything, you can just add content and all those things. So that is one. And yeah, like that's all about it. And I want to show that hiding section features, right? So in all the features, you'll have this show section option, and here you can turn it to false. So for example, if I turn it false and I reload the page, so it will be gone. So as you can see, my projects and then this directly work experience, all that's a bit overlapping. And in order to avoid that, I'll tell you a quick trick. So basically it's not a quick trick, it's basically the actual operation. So like for example, this is the experience section, and here we have all the experience. So as you can see, it's margin to top minus 12 rem, and I want to because I want to remove that extra margin top, so I'll just go back and refresh it. And okay, I'll just inspect it quickly because I don't think it got changed. So this is the section. Okay, margin top is minus 8 rem. So it's main section experience. Okay, so this is the CSS file. So this is just for the heading. So I'll just keep it as it is. And because we want to put entire section down, so for that we have to again go to the I'll just close it all. We have to again go to the components because it is in the main section. So I'll go to the main.module.css, and the name was section experience. So I'll just search it here, section experience, and here we have minus 8. So I'll just keep it minus 2 maybe. And yeah, it seems to be, I think I need to reload the page. Yeah, it's sorted. As you can see, it's now totally sorted. So these margin changes you can do because of some absolute positioning. I've used these kind of things, and I'll make it more flexible in upcoming versions. But just to get started and just to develop a quick usable solution, I've come up with this. So you can always undo and redo it. And because I'm going to keep the section, so I'll just control Z everything and in references and save it back to get back my references section. And now coming back to this final thing, which is distorted icon. So you can always inspect it and see which class we need to change. So it comes under grid element. So this all you can find in this main module. So I'll just search for grid element, I guess, or is it grid? Yeah, this one. And to make it more compact, I'll use width, which is like 80%. I think 80% should work. And yeah, you can see it's pretty much better than, a lot better than what it was earlier. So this is how you can change it, and because it's giving me too much gap. So for that also you can change the grid box configuration. Instead of repeat 3, you can just go and repeat 4. And as you know, because I've done this, so I know it very well where to change things. But if you are facing issues, you can just go and inspect and then check how this is working. So as you can see, this is the entire grid box. So you can change it, and for that, for changing these kind of things, you're expected to know some advanced CSS concept like grids and flexbox. But even if you don't know, I told you like how easily you can just modify the values to make things work out your way. So I'll just undo everything and save. So yeah, and then finally go to top button, so it will scroll you exactly back to the top. And other than that, you have these social icons which just zooms up on over, and finally this. So this all comes under footer. So I'll be going to the sections are done because it's part of body is done. So I'll go to footer, and here you can add as many as you want. Then I think this GitHub buttons, I don't want anybody here. I'll just remove it in my next commit as well. I'll just make a quick commit so that I don't get an error. So I'm getting an error. GitHub buttons. Okay, I think I have exported it here as well. So I'll just remove it. I'll remove GitHub buttons because I don't need it anymore. Yeah. So I'll just make a quick commit. Commit. Sorry, I need to add first. So git add, get commit m, footer, GitHub buttons removed. Actually, I plan to use it to give a simple link to fork it there, so that if you like my project, you can fork it and star it or those kind of things. But because I thought to keep it more simple, because I don't want you to unnecessarily remove things which, like, I want to give a cleaner template, so that's why I removed it later. But yeah, it's highly appreciated if you just go and star and fork the repo. So yeah, I've added the commit. So let's move ahead. So for this, you can go to footer. You can do all the changes you want. You want copyright details name, you just change it here. And in case if you want to have something else, 2021, if you don't want to have, you are always free to go to the components file, go to footer index, and here you can just remove this new date and full year, and yeah, like you just remove it and save it. And I guess it should remove it on reload. Yeah, it removes. So that's how simple it is. That is all about the customizations and everything. I hope you like this video, and additionally, just for the this part, because I don't want to miss anything, so I'll just quickly tell you how you can change favicon and all these title and everything. So for that, and I think this is all undo changes. For that, yeah. Yeah, so for that you have to go to again the public and index.html file. Here you have the favicon.png. You can change it to whatever you want to. Then if you want to add some meta description for a better SEO, because SEOs matter a lot, and because it's a dynamically rendered JavaScript website, so the Google crawlers or the search crawlers, whichever crawlers are coming into your website, what they see is this index.html and not reloaded content is really less. So if you want to optimize for SEO, you can always add a lot of description here, like content, SpideyFolio website, and what it is about. Then you have this title here, and no script, you don't want to change it, but if you want, you can just change, because basically this comes up when the JavaScript is not loaded. So that is one thing. And yeah, like that's all about this entire thing, and you can add as many meta descriptions to optimize for SEO. So that is all about the React SpideyFolio, guys, and I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be really glad to help. I'll be looking forward to make more changes. Like as I explained, there are some layout issues which get shifted when you make changes, and I'll be fixing those and making it more flexible in the upcoming versions. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to ask in the comments, or even in the raise an issue in the GitHub. If you want to contribute to this project, add new components, you are welcome there as well. Just add everything you want in a separate branch and send me a pull request. I'll check it, and then I'll accordingly work on that. And yeah, that's pretty much about this project. This is all customization. And if you want to look for the CSS customizations, we have all the animations located here. Mixins for the for like simple mixins and responsiveness design. I have added these breakpoints to make it fully responsive irrespective of any screen size. Instead of just focusing on mobile phone, tablet, and laptop, I've added all the breakpoints based on dragging and clicking. And then utils is like all the utilities you want. I started using it, but I never used them again because I have style components. So like styling specifically. So because this can be more useful in websites which are not dynamically rendered, but because I'm using React and it helps me add a style attribute, so I don't think I've used utils anywhere. And then variables, so these are like set of variables which I've used. You can modify this to change overall theme of your website. And yeah, that's all about it. So I hope you like this overall tutorial about getting started. And again, one thing I just wanted to mention about the Firebase. So once you're happy with all the changes you have done, you just need to go back and stop the server. Oops. You need to do yarn build, which will make a optimized build for your entire changes into the build folder, and it takes some time, but not a lot. Once the build is done, we are ready to deploy it, and all the deployment instructions, as you can see, build is done. because I'm doing it like this is the second deployment, so for me I don't need to follow all those. But for you, once the build is done, then you need to go to the build setup. Here I've added everything you need to do. So once you're done with build, then you have to go install Firebase tools in case you don't have it. Then Firebase login. Login in case if you have already logged in, you can use Reauth. It'll open a simple web interface where you have to put in credentials and allow all the permissions. Once the permissions allowance is done, then you're good to go. You need to create a project using Firebase init, and it'll ask you for if you want to use an existing project. Depending upon if you have it, you can use an existing, and otherwise you can create a new one. And if the domain name is not available, you can just make some altered changes. So I've added here, I have like totally added in a well manner like what is to be done. I'll definitely recommend reading this README properly before making everything, because I may have missed many things, but I've added almost everything in here. And then project setup and everything, it's all step by step. And yeah, like once this is done, you need to go and just Firebase deploy, and you'll get this like hosting URL list. So because I've made these changes, so I'll just add Firebase deploy. And additionally, one thing I have not mentioned in README, or maybe I have, I think, updating deployments. The thing is that if you want to, if you're done with deploy, you need to delete the README images. You want to keep the bundle size as small as possible. So here you can see README instructions. These images are unnecessary, and even any image which is unnecessary here, you can just remove it. That will help you to have a small bundle size, and that will help your page to load really fast. So that is all about deployment. And yeah, that's all about this React portfolio. I hope you like this video, and I hope you like my project, and I'll be glad if I get to know that you guys have started using it or the user base is increasing, because like this is one of my first and considerable open source contributions. So yeah, that's all about it, and looking forward to hear from you guys on improvements and any kind of bugs or any kind of issues. I'll be really happy to address them. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.